Okay, so one thing I wanted to do was link a bunch of green trails and I don't know, just show where some beginners can link some trails down here in the same area. The first two are definitely really green, and the last half of Double Bogey gets a little blue with the variant that I take it. And then Gun Run, I would say, is pretty green, but definitely has some blue parts too. And also, I'm just gonna drop down here while I talk. This first trail, that I'm gonna get into, it's close to what is listed on Trail Forks as Matrix. And I don't know, I use this variant of it. I like it, it's chill. But Matrix is in here too. That's the thing with some of these, you get into all these different different pathways and forks that can go off this way or that, and you kind of learn which one you like best. So I don't know what to call that one, but it's over by Matrix. It's just a little something, so you don't have to ride a cement path the whole way. Then we're gonna head over to a little TeaPot where, like I mentioned, it's really green. It's just the very ending. You got to make sure you stay on your left side, and with those bushes, makes it kind of hard to see sometimes. make sure to stay to your left here, that's all. And you're golden. Definitely gets a little hairy at times with how much wonderful rain we've had. It's so much more green, beautiful to look at. As far as trails go though, sometimes, especially if they're not ridden that often and don't get a lot of traffic, then you get a lot of foliage. So now on to Double Bogey. Now the variant that I'm taking, I actually had on Trail Forks last year, and it was listed as Double Bogey No Island, mainly because it excludes the island because it's not accessible on any reliable basis. And this season, I mean, it's the end of July and it hasn't been accessible yet. So that was the main reason for doing that. Someone took it off Trail Forks. I tried to get it back on, but it was rejected. But the other thing is that at the very end, Double Bogey ends a little nicer than what I'm gonna do today. Like I said, towards the end, it gets a little blue, and so keep that in mind. But you can always just follow the Trail Forks Double Bogey. But this makes it a little more interesting if you are trying to push your limits on greens. I usually come over here and turn around. Anyway. If you've never ridden this before, I will tell you two things right now. Again, there's a lot of tree cover, so it prevents some rainfall. But once the rain gets through, the tree cover prevents sunlight. So areas of Double Bogey, once muddy, stay muddy longer than trails that are just open to the sun. Other thing, the majority of this first half on this right side, pedal catcher. You really want to stay to your left as much as you can and just pick and choose when you want to pedal, because this right side is raised up a bit, curved up a bit. Now coming up, there's a fork. I take the right side. If you took the left side there, it's a little more green. You don't have this climb and this descent. But again, making green trails a little more interesting. You get different lines and options. And here's one that just spices it up a little bit. Nothing too crazy. points right back up here. If you're new, I would say head over here and take a run up to this if you're not great at attacking climbs. Now this second half of double bogey is where things do get a little spicier, especially with the variant that I do. Now this descent here isn't something you want to go into blindly, because if you have a natural tendency to fall to the right, you're going to be in trouble. So, you know, you can always head up to certain places, get off your bike, walk down, and keep trucking. If you're not ready for that descent yet, then you're not ready. No reason you shouldn't enjoy the rest of the trail. Now, if you follow the left path again, that's kind of the normal double bogey exit. I would gear down here one, watch that stump there on the right, and take a little magical trip through the forest here. When I say gear down one, I just mean like whatever your trail regular is that you were using there, I gear down one here so I can handle going slower and being more in control, but that's just me. Now, there's a climb here I've never been able to make, and I'm not gonna try it today, but it is right here. I would like to make this climb one day. You really gotta be ready for it, really have a lot of power in attacking a climb, and know how to shift correctly. And I'm just not there yet with this one. This fork in the road isn't really anything like for a reason. You can go left or right. I just tend to go right. Now again, if you're not ready for this descent, you can go to the left, or you can pop off here. Now for gun run. Definitely the most climbing out of all of these. Pretty chill climbs, but climbs nonetheless. So you want to be prepared for that. And this will take you straight to the mountain bike park, which is nice.